Hello, my name is David Hutchinson from Sky Technologies, and today's short video is on Sky Connect, the Sky Technologies Interface Management Harness. So to start with, let's have a look at some sample interface process definitions that come with the tool. These are installed into your SAP environment when you install the SAP add-in for Sky Connect. We can see here a whole series of test process definitions designed to demonstrate and show and share the different capabilities of the tool. Specifically this morning, what I want to get into is the different modes of processing, and specifically the high volume server-based processing. Processing can occur in three modes: synchronous, in background, and in ECS server mode. And if I come across to the ECS server manager, which is transaction YECB, we can see here that as I refresh this screen, there is not a whole lot of activity going on in this SAP environment. Background server mode is designed to be used for high volume, short, sharp, rapid transactions. I'm talking thousands per day and more. And the way this works is essentially it is a layer above standard SAP background and batch processing. Indeed, if I click on these servers here, so these are two ECS servers running, waiting to process transactions. If I drill into these and then keep drilling in, I can actually drill into the standard SAP background job that is running and is active and waiting to process transactions as they are fed into this active process. And you can see here I've drilled into this standard job log, and as I page down this screen here, you can see this over the course of the last few hours. This background job has processed many, many thousands of events. And the benefit of processing these short, sharp, rapid transactions in an ECS server mode is that it means that we don't need to start and stop a background job every time you have a short, sharp transaction to do. The job is held open, the short, sharp transactions are fed into it, and you save a whole lot of processing power that's required simply to start and stop a background job if they were all done under their own background jobs. So if I come back to the background server dashboard, open up the execution queue, and I refresh this screen again, we can see that there's not a whole lot of activity going on. There's a couple of active servers open. There's one under the QP1, which is queue priority 1, and you can actually prioritize the jobs that are fed into these background servers, and additional servers can be automatically started as load increases. The configuration of how many servers are run, how many queue priority 1 servers are run, and so forth is under another transaction in YECZ. So if we run into this configuration and then into the ECS server configuration, here's the configuration of the background servers. So there's a maximum concurrent number of servers of 3. There's one fixed priority 1 server that's running, and then some other statistics about how long they wait and how long they wait until they're closed, and so forth. So if we go back to my event control system dashboard here with my sample processes, what I'm going to do is start one of these processes here called server load. And what this does is starts in blocks of 50 individual transactions and essentially just loads up the system with some dummy programs that are not doing anything other than to demonstrate load going through the ECS server. So let's start one of these processes manually. There we go, that's yellow, so that's started and running. And let's do another couple. And another one. And then close that down, and let's refresh this screen here. And we can see here now I've got over 100 transactions running. And if I refresh again and page down, so now we've got up to 150 transactions running. And if I refresh this after a couple of seconds, we should see that, yes, the quantity has started to reduce already as they're starting to be processed through the event control system server mode. So if I come back into my server management screen and refresh this now, I'm sure we'll see load coming into the background server and processing these dummy events. So we can see the execution queue has been loaded up, and if I page down this screen, there's a whole lot have been completed already, and I page down and I get down to the page where they're being scheduled and being fed into the server itself. So if I come back up and refresh, we can see a couple of things here. Because the load in the background server had increased, an additional background server or event control system server mode has been kicked off. And so this has now reached the maximum. You would have noticed in the configuration the maximum number of servers was 3. So we've now got a maximum number of servers running, and they are processing these jobs as quickly as it can. So if I keep refreshing this screen, we'll see the processed quantity starting to increase, and the execution queue will be decreasing. And if I come back into one of these servers and come back into the standard SAP background slot and double click on the job log, and so now I'm back in standard SAP, and if we page down right to the bottom, we'll see the latest set of jobs that it has been processing in real time. So if we come back to the events themselves and refresh this screen, we can see that they've almost gone all the way through and slowly reducing as those jobs are processing through the available background server slots. I hope that has shed some light on the Sky Connect background server mode, and look forward to sharing another video shortly.